Welcome to this wonderful podcast, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine, your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. I can't believe we're halfway through the year. We're, of course, happy to be here in the land of the living. We are live on Facebook. We are live on the YouTube channel, the name of the show. Please like, share, subscribe, and please tell someone we are here. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter and Spotify. Again, as I always state, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show. And on top of that, I have some of the dopest people that come on this podcast to not only share with us and have a real conversation, but to they're doing awesome things in the world, and I feel like everyone needs to know who they are. Tonight is no different than any other night that I've had. This wonderful, beautiful guest with vocals from definitely from heaven, Miss Beth. We're going to get into her bio real quick. R&B singer with 3 to 4 piece live band, original music and cover songs, 20 to 45 minute sets, 90s and R&B vibe set for sure. Season 16 of NBC's The Voice and Grammy nominated artist. Beth performs both as a solo artist as a support vocalist, touring worldwide with Motown R&B artist Kim and the legendary mighty OJs. She has released 7 solo recording projects and been featured on or provided backing vocals for 7 additional recording projects. Following her rich musical upbringing from her father, Johnny Griffith, one of the original Funk Brothers, Beth has performed in some of the world's most prestigious venues. I want you guys to welcome Beth to our show tonight. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me tonight.
I'm so excited. I am so excited to see the caliber and to see and hear you is remarkable. To see your face being not only with Kim, but you recently opened up for the legendary Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight.
Amazing.
Listen,
I'm still speechless.
That's no little feat right there. That's huge.
Yeah, I am grateful, truly grateful that I serve a big God, so he's gonna do big things. That's all I can. Yeah, I'm truly grateful for just the opportunity to be on the stage with them, but to let alone to be on the stage with them, but to have my name associated with theirs. I'm still pinching myself. So yeah, that was awesome.
I just saw earlier today a post that your video, your face is in New York right now.
Yes. Yeah, I have an amazing manager, Courtney Benjamin, and he got me in Times Square on the digital billboard playing the promo for my most recent video release, Let Me Be. So we're really excited about that. He told me he was gonna, it was upcoming. So he sent us the video last night so we could actually see it because I'm unable to get to New York right now, but he's there. So he sent the video and we were just really excited. It's just awesome when you know that you've been working really hard for something and you are able to see your work displayed, amongst, thousands of people, millions of people. I don't know how many people come through Times Square, but if you've ever been there, it's like a little city of its own, just lights, flashing lights. And it's the area of New York that is just so brightly lit and so energetic. I love Times Square, and to know that I'm part of that is just awesome.
I'm glad that you mentioned working hard.
Hmm.
And sometimes with creatives and sometimes with new artists, we don't want to put the time in. We think
Sure.
like it's going to happen because, wow, God has endowed you, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes it takes years.
Hmm.
So for you, from
Hmm.
the time frame that you started in the music industry till now, how many years has it been?
I really started taking my solo career serious in 2017 when
Okay.
I put my first album out. So it hasn't been that long for me, but I have been a background singer for years prior to that. So doing the background was something that I initially thought that's all I wanted to do. And then when I actually put my solo album out, I knew then, oh, okay, I want to do this now. So yeah, since 2017, and I would say maybe 2015, because we started working on the actual album like in 2015, and it came out in 2017, and that's what changed things for me.
So, what was that conversation with yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to put down what's comfortable for me,
Mhm.
singing background, to the moment of, I want to be in front? What was that conversation with yourself?
So I didn't actually put down the background.
Okay.
Um, I my conversation with myself was I'm going to continue to do the background because that's a incredible place to learn and watch artists. So you don't, throw away your seat in the class, you know. So, but what my conversation was is I'm going to watch them and learn, and I'm going to try to do this. If it's not what I think it is, if it's something I don't want to do, then I know I can continue to do the background. But the solo thing was something that I had been encouraged and pushed to do. And I don't think I was necessarily ready when I did put the album out, but I'm just the type of person that does stuff even when I'm afraid. If the opportunity is there, I'm going to at least try. And sometimes you're more ready than you think. So I was more ready than I thought, but I wasn't in the place that I am now. So I've learned, so much.
Okay. So, coming from legacy, and we talk about this all the time, did you feel any pressure to go into music?
No, my parents didn't want me to be in the business. So I was groomed to go into corporate America. And so when I wanted to go into music, they weren't telling me not to, but they weren't like, stage parents pushing me. They were like, if that's what you want to do, you can, but you still have to go to college. You still need to get your degree. You still need to be able to take care of yourself. Don't just be a starving musician, starving artist.
Okay.
So, um, you know, I I know that my father left a legacy in music. I know that that is a part of me, and I feel like every time I get on the stage, I honor him. That's one of the things I want to do is honor my father. But I feel like the work is sometimes harder when you have a parent or you have association with somebody who's done it before because you almost have to prove yourself a little bit more. So yeah, it's a lot of work.
So, we always have this conversation also with people who were in the church and who sings outside of the church.
Hmm.
So, what was that conversation like with, am I going to sing gospel or am I going to sing R&B? Or was it,
I
it wasn't a
that
conversation?
wasn't that wasn't a conversation ever. You know, I sang in church on Sunday. Even when I was touring with Anita Baker, I sang in church on Sunday because I wanted to. And then when I had to go on the road, I went on the road. That was never a question with my parents because I wasn't raised in a very religious home. And then that was not a question with my pastor because I love my pastor because my pastor was like, you do you, and I'm going to support you whatever you do. So it was never my pastor saying that you can't be on the praise team and then you go out in the world. He was like, oh, you that's your job. Go do your job. I'll see you when you get back. Let me know your schedule. So I never had that issue.
And that is good. Unfortunately, um, some are not blessed that way.
I know people who have had to make a choice and a decision, and it really, caused some issues. But for one, my family just wasn't like that. Um, it was never, you can't do both. It was like, be successful at what you do decide to do. So yeah.
So outside of legacy from your father, were you vocally trained?
Yes, actually, my father, because he was a piano player, he didn't sing, So I just naturally had a voice. And then as I got older and decided I wanted to do this professionally, then I was like, okay, let me get a teacher, because every great singer has some type of coaching or something. So I wanted to make sure that I was singing properly, I was breathing properly, I was using the proper techniques. The techniques I didn't know, I wanted to learn. So I definitely got a vocal teacher. I still have a vocal teacher. Yeah.
Okay. So I find that sometimes finding your niche or your voice or how you want to portray a song, how do you find that for yourself? Like, I guess with the melodies or how you want to sing a genre of song. How do you go about doing that?
Well, I think as an artist, one of the things that we're taught, or that I was taught, is that every song is a story, and you're actually acting that story out with music, right? So, how you tell the story is what you should display in your voice. And so I think a lot of that has to do with too being comfortable with your voice, being comfortable with yourself, and being comfortable with the story that you have to tell. And if you can do all three of those things, then you can deliver the song properly.
Okay. So, what was the motivation to try out for season 16 of The Voice?
Because, for one, they called me twice. The first time they called, I said no. And the second time, I said, you know what? If they're calling me back, that's got to be a sign that I need to go. That was one reason. And second, I had released my first album, and I think every new artist seems to think that when you put your project out, everybody that you know is going to buy your project and support you, and you're going to just blow up. And that doesn't happen. So I released this first album, did a little something. I was still, what was I doing when I released that album? I was with Kim. I was touring with Kim, and just thought that things would be different, and to this day, I still have family and friends that don't even have any of my music, because they just know me. So they, and that's really what happens. People, you have this perception of what you think people are going to do, and they don't. So with me releasing the album, and then with them reaching out, I said, let me try to do something different. Let me do something out of the box. Let me do something that I said I would never do, because I said I wasn't going on none of those singing shows. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself. And the challenge was just to see, actually, if I could just get on the show, if they would let me get on TV. And I said, oh, they done messed around and let me on this TV, so I might as well have a good time. I mean, I had a great time. Would have liked to have been on there longer, but I had a good time. And I think the time that I was there served its purpose for me. Um, but yeah, I just want to do something different. And my records, I had to sell the records and grow my fan base, and that was a great platform to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, I think I learned of you through TT.
Hmm. We
And
love TT.
yes, matter of fact, I met somebody else today that knows TT. And
Okay.
literally, her name, TT from the D, literally, she's around Detroit for
Hmm.
real.
Hmm.
And I was trying to figure out, like, who is Beth? And she like, listen, if you never experienced Beth, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. And I saw clips of you.
Okay. Okay.
And the stage presence, for one, was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
From what you were wearing down to you're stepping in front of a microphone.
Thank you.
And it was demanding attention without even opening your mouth.
Oh, thank you. Well, that is what I think every artist hopes to do. That, something you walk on the stage, because I'm aware that people listen with their eyes. So you walking in the door, they eyeing you and they're making a decision whether or not they really want to listen by what you look like. And that's very unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And that's the way I was taught. So you need to always give a show as an artist. When you step on the stage, give them what they came for, give them what they paid for. And that's what I strive to do.
Well, you did not disappoint.
Thank you.
And then she opened her mouth.
I love singing so much.
And
It's
it
fun.
shows.
Thank you.
It, to me, as a first time experience, I have not experienced you in person yet.
Okay.
But hearing you sounds like fun. It's not a job.
Thank you.
It's your passion. And it comes across not only in your delivery, but just how you look, literally.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
and from there, I'll say, oh, I need to reach out. How do I get in touch with her? I need her on my show.
Thank you.
And
Thank
so
you.
happenly, I think Ron was on the show when I was talking to TT, and he reached back out like, oh, you want to get in touch with Beth? I'm like, yes. It was that simple. And here
Thank you.
you are. I don't take anything by chance. I know it's divine that we're here tonight and we're having this conversation. Tell me what it was like touring with Kim and the OJs and all of these people that we have grew up on, or my parents grew up on, listening to and being in their presence. How was
Mm,
that?
so the first major artist I actually toured with was Anita, and I still reflect on the things that I learned from working with her. I still reflect on situations that I saw. I still reflect on stages that we were on. I still reflect on countries we performed in. It was just an amazing experience overall. I'm the artist that I am today, shaped and molded by Anita Baker. Like originally, first, she was the first artist that I worked with that I was able to hands-on work with. So, like, my favorite artist that I never toured with but worked with is Whitney Houston. So that's first and foremost. Let me start with that. I did not work with her in a musical sense, but I was able to work with her. And that was the first artist that I saw I connected with. My first working artist was Anita Baker. And then I was able to watch her on the stage, how she just works the stage, how she does her show. And that influenced me a great deal, to where I reflect on that. And you may see some hints of Anita in my performance. I can't help it. That was the first person that I saw. Kim is the second artist that I've toured with, and being able to witness a male versus a female.
Mm-hmm.
I love the contrast between the two, because there's a lot of things that I learned from him. And I'm still working with Kim. Absolutely love working with him. I started working with Najee probably 3 years of like pre-pandemic, 3 years, 4 years ago. And he's a different type of artist. He's a male, but he's an instrumentalist. So there's no
Yes.
singing. So that's a whole different dynamic when I come on as the vocalist singing with him. And like, I love that. So I learned a lot from him, in terms of working with the band and how a jazz band intermingles and how they work. And so then leading up to the OJs, which I toured with them for 6 months last year. I no longer work with them now because I'm back with Kim. Kim had a tour, and we just started back up working.
Mhm.
So the OJs, so legendary, so like I almost don't even have words for them. Enjoyed, I think, their music. I enjoyed singing their music the most because they're so iconic. You cannot turn on the radio without hearing an OJ song. You know, Money, 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 and back Backstabbers and Stairway to Heaven. Like every night that we performed those songs, I had to really like tell myself to focus and not sing along, but to sing my part in the background. I love working with them. And I think that was probably one of my starstruck moments is working with the OJs. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to work with Mr. Eddie Levert because he was out ill last year. So I was able to work with Walter and Eric, and they're great. And maybe one day I'll work with the OJs again. But that was probably my most starstruck moment. And I think collectively with all of them, I just I just love everything that I've been able to gather from each artist, and I pull from it every time I hit the stage.
So, is there anyone who's learning from you as a, I want to say understudy? I don't think they do that, but someone that you're working with that I guess we would say next up?
Mm-mm. I have people that I know that are singers, but in terms of me like mentoring somebody, I'm not really doing that right now. Um, but I get people tell me many times that I have influenced something that they did, or they've watched my journey, they've watched my growth, and it has inspired them. So, but I don't have a direct person I'm directly working with.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
So I asked this too, especially to musicians and singers, dead or alive, who would you have want to do a collaboration with?
Oh, Whitney Houston, no doubt. Barna, just hands down. That's it. Now, if I had to pick two, Whitney and then Luther Vandross. But if I had to pick one, Whitney.
Wow. I was just watching. I faithfully watch the R&B Money podcast with Tank
Oh,
and
okay.
Jay Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
and the person that they had over this past weekend talked about how he loved Luther Vandross' voice and how he just painted the picture, and it
Mm-hmm.
seemed so effortless. I was glad that I was able to see him in concert, and hands down, I think it was the concert at Pine Knob with him
Mm.
and Boys to Men.
Mm.
By far the best concert today
Mm.
that I've ever seen. And Luther did every song that you can think of
I love it.
that was a smash hit. And I'm like, I didn't know that he had that many.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing seeing him, and not really doing a whole bunch of moving, but just
Giving that voice.
that voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was saying this to say, even with you, even if you don't move, your voice is signature.
Thank you.
So how do you get the call to say, "Hey, I want you to open up for me"?
Oh, I mean, it's just that simple. Somebody will find you. They'll either go to my social media, contact my management, or it's somebody I know, and they'll tell me somebody is trying to reach me. So, all of my contact information, like for my management and booking, all of that stuff is on my social media, so people can get to me very easy.
Wow. Um, so you're originally from Detroit,
Yes,
and I say this all the time. It's so much talent here,
it is.
not only in singing but musicians. It's just ridiculous.
It is an overflow of talented people here. Yes, absolutely.
So with your songs and your albums, you're independent, correct? Or are
Yes,
you?
I'm an independent artist and I own my own label.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm. Do it all myself. I have a team, but
Okay.
yes,
So with your music, are you just singing or you're also writing as well?
both. I'm singing, definitely. I do my backgrounds. Sometimes we'll bring in other singers to do the background. And every song that I have, for the most part, I have co-written or written.
Okay.
But I have people that I write with. I don't um, try to do everything, and I know where my strengths and my weaknesses are. So I try to keep people around me that are extremely talented, that I can learn from, that I can grow from. And I'm getting better at writing. And so, we bring in great writers and we all collab and come up with music, come up with the lyrics to the music.
Absolutely. So how does it feel having um not only new music out but also a new video?
Good. I love it. I'm excited. The album dropped in September, so we are just not putting out the second video from the album because got next was released as a single a year prior to the album coming out, so there was a video for that, and then we dropped the album, and then we're just now dropping the video for the lead single. And I'm excited. I'm proud of myself because there's always something going on in life, and you can postpone until times get better and still never get something done. And I had been on tour since February, so it was just really, really hard for me to try to film a video um, and tour. So now that it's out and it's done, I'm so excited, and we're getting ready to get started on the next one.
The next video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the point of having a balanced life.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like for you?
I have an amazing husband, and he just kind of, what you need me to do? Where do you need me to step in? What do you need me to handle? Especially when I have to travel. He does a lot for me managing the home while I'm gone. When I'm home, like now, we're just, regular. Um, he's out in the garage, and he's probably gonna fire up the grill. We're gonna, just do regular. We really try to make sure that we maintain um, us. And then when I go to work, I do my job. And that works really well. Sometimes he's able to come with me while I'm on the road. So yeah, we just kind of, work it out.
And that's good to very important to have a balanced life, and
Hmm.
especially if you're married and if you have kids, having a support team. The village is important. I say this all the time. We can't go too far without having help.
That
um,
is so very true.
I don't know where we got the idea that it's just us, it's just me, and I'll get back to you later. No, I can't do this by myself. Um, and the more we realize that we can't, the
Hmm.
better the product you as a person will be when you realize I need some help.
Apps. And all you have to do is say something. A lot of times people don't even say that they need help. You have to tell people you need help, and you'll be surprised who is able to help you. It's not that hard. Or you have to wait and be patient. One of the other things that I have to deal with is taking care of my mom, and my mom lives with us. And every time I need help, there's somebody always there and available to help me, to help us. So I am so grateful for that. The help, the village that I have. You were talking about a village earlier. The village that I have to help with my mom. With me traveling, there's always somebody here to help me and to take care of her and to be with her while I'm gone. So I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely. Especially when you're doing good and
Mm-hmm.
positive. People
Mm-hmm.
will do and help, so you can continue stress
Yes.
free,
Yes.
worry free to do
Yes.
what you need to do.
Yeah.
Um, and again, all you have to do is open up your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows, nobody's a mind reader to figure
Correct.
out, what you need. And then if people say, this is another one, if people offer to help you,
Accept it.
accept the help.
Accept the help. Don't say, no, 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 I can do it. And then you wear yourself out. And that was me at one time. And I felt overwhelmed. I looked overwhelmed, and I didn't like the way I looked, and I didn't like the way I felt. And so I decided to do something about it. And I'm so glad I did. Yeah.
Absolutely. Taking care of loved ones, period, um, can be a handful. Been there, done
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that. And when you don't have help, and you're still trying to live your life, it can be overwhelming,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
frustrated, mad, and you don't even know why you mad.
I've been there. Yeah. But I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I made up my mind. I said, I'm going to get some help. And whatever the situation is, it's always going to work out. So, yep.
Absolutely. Um, so being a singer and um, learning some of the things that we should not do as singers. What are some tips to longevity in this industry, especially taking care of your instrument?
I think the thing that the singers need is the most practice, water, and sleep. For me, I would say any day you need water, you need sleep, and you need to practice.
Okay. Um, what was the other thing? I know, I know. It might seem simple to others, especially when we were getting ready for the chorus for the Peerless Times. No dairy
Oh, yeah, I don't eat dairy products.
and no caffeine.
I don't drink coffee.
And so anytime that I would drink pop the day of rehearsal, it would come out and she would ask me, "What did you drink today?" Did not know that caffeine dries out your vocals, your
I don't
throat.
drink pop either. Yeah.
I said,
So you talking about Shirley,
yes, ma'am.
and that's my vocal teacher.
Wow. Isn't
So
that
yeah,
something?
yeah. All of those. She knows. I don't know. There's no milk. There's no cheese. There's no ice cream. I don't do any of that. No.
What was the other thing?
And then even if you don't sing, that stuff is not good for you anyway because it creates mucus in your body. And then mucus, if you get sick, then you're sicker. Like it's a whole thing. Like cows stuff is for cows. It is not for people. But it tastes good. But
Amen.
then it's a matter of what's more important, me eating something I like or me pre- um, preserving my voice. And for me, um, my singing is way more important than food. So it just depends, and singers that are working a lot, we know what we can and cannot eat. It's not even a question. So like when we're on the road, they automatically order me a vegan meal. They know I'm not eating all that crap. No, I can't because it comes out in your vocals.
Mm,
We're traveling too much. We're moving too much. Yeah.
okay. Um, so at growing up, did you envision yourself to be in this space?
I would like to say that I did. I think that singing on big stages was always something I wanted to do. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And I figured I would keep moving towards the direction of where I thought I wanted to be and just see what happens. I was kind of, because until you're taught to really believe and to visualize where you want to see yourself, you don't know to do that.
Yeah.
So I think as kids, we dream of seeing ourselves doing big things. We dream of seeing ourselves, but you don't know how you're going to do it because you're a kid. You have no idea. And then I think as I got older, I started to know that I could visualize it and then put my um, visualization to work and actually put the effort behind it and actually get there. But as a kid, I just think it was like, oh, I want to do that. That looks fun.
So I know we talked earlier about your parents saying that, hey, you got to get your education
Mm-hmm.
before. I don't want you to be a starving artist. Do you still appreciate them telling you to go to school?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do because I think college gives you a discipline, that it's great to be, to learn from life and be hands-on, but when you're in college, there's a discipline, there is a time factor, there's a time schedule, and those things are needed and necessary. If you're going to be on the road, you got to show up on time, you got to catch your flights, you got to learn your songs on time, you have to show up at rehearsal, you have to be in uniform. You have to, all of those things are disciplinary, actions that people learn or that I learned in college to just keep me focused. And even though I didn't go to college for music, I went to college for business. And the fact that I have my own label does help me with me thinking business wise. So,
Absolutely. Um, what else did I want to say? So being in the home with the Funk Brother, um, what was that like? Either seeing artists, hearing music, things of that nature. What was that like for you?
I was a baby. By the time, while my father was at Motown, I wasn't born.
Okay.
And then none of the Motown artists came to our house because they were gone to LA by the time I was born. So it was a lot of people think I was, Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson was coming to my house. I wasn't even born. And then they moved to LA by the time I was born. So no, my father was a musician. I heard him play piano. I heard him do his own thing, but it was outside of Motown by the time I was here.
Okay. So with that, hearing your dad play an instrument,
Mhm.
did you want to play the instrument or you were just okay with singing?
I just wanted to sing. But my father made me take up piano, and my father made me play an instrument in school. So I played clarinet and I played tenor saxophone. And I was good. I was like first chair clarinet, like first chair tenor saxophone, and the saxophone was bigger than me. I did it because my dad told me to. Um, Tried out for the marching band and decided not to because I got in the choir, and then it was singing from there on after I put the instruments down and never picked them back up.
Okay. Um, where do I want to go from here? I'm like so excited again. What was that first time, if you can remember, your first moments being on stage? Um, just you or with the choir or any of the stage moments. What was that like for you?
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started singing solo, even probably back in high school, I would possibly do a solo here or there. I had really bad stage fright. So it was terrifying for me. It was nothing pleasant and nothing fun for me. I was actually fighting through the stage fright that I had to try to overcome it. And I really didn't until I was well out of high school. Being in high school and doing it didn't work. So as I got older and started to work with bands, I started to work out my nervousness and work through my stage fright. And I was well into, my adulthood, until by the time I was able to perform on a stage and not feel like I wanted to pass out. So, so yeah, my first memories, they weren't good.
Hmm. So
So I was basically like having panic attacks and stuff. So
Did the people know you were doing that? Oh, okay.
okay, we're back.
Did the people know that you were having a panic attack or no?
Because I would pass out. Oh yeah, they knew. Or I'd run off the stage. Yeah, they knew. People who knew me back in the day, they knew that I used to be terrified to sing. It was something not cute. And so I think a lot of times when people that I went to school with see me performing now, and I'm sorry, the sun is, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I look like I'm glowing down here, but it's the sun. I got the window open. But people that knew me, back when I was having the stage fright, they're totally surprised to see me perform now because they knew when I couldn't do it. It was just, you know, it's not going to happen for her, that
So
poor
what
thing.
what did you do to get over that?
So I had to make a decision, a very hard decision, to whether I was going to quit because I was afraid or whether I was going to push through. And even though I felt sick and wanted to pass out, what was I going to do? How could I outsmart the way I was feeling? So that is one of the reasons why I started doing background work, because I felt if I became a background singer, I could still be on the stage, still be um, under the lights, but not be in front and have to deal with all the anxiety. So that's initially what got me doing background. And I think me being on the stage and me being on such big stages, even as a background singer, you're in the back. I'm performing um, overseas in arenas, um, stadiums, 10,000 people, you know, um, festivals, all these people. And I worked through my stage fright as best as I could. One of the things that really shocked me out of it was actually when I did The Voice, because I was like, nah, I'm not going to just get on TV and just embarrass myself. Now, I was still nervous and I had been performing by myself prior to that. But that was like so huge. And that was like a pivotal moment for me to where it was like, okay, this is what we're doing and we're not looking back. So, and it was a lot of talking to myself. It was a lot of, um, talking to dear close friends that know me and encouraging me. Because that's a lot of pressure when you push yourself in an area where you know that you're weak, but you want to be strong in that area. And you're trying to figure out, how do I get past the weakness I feel? I know the strength is there. What do I do to pull this strength out? So I just really talked about it a lot. Um, my therapy was with friends and my husband, and we just worked through it. And I'm on the other side now, and I'm happy about that.
I'm glad you're on the other side too.
Thank you.
Um, so what was the conversation uh with being on the same stage or in the back with a Patti LaBelle or a Gladys Knight?
um well, fortunately, I had worked with Patti LaBelle before, and she was very nice. And it was, we got a chance to take a really nice picture together and chatted a bit. And I was, thanked her for having me on her show. And Miss Gladys Knight, I met her the end of last year working with the OJs, because she had shows with the OJs. So I had recently met her. And so when I saw her at the Fox, um, you know, she had remembered meeting me with the OJs. So that was a rekindling conversation, which was great to have with her. And yeah, they're very two amazingly nice ladies. They were very nice to me, and I was very, just trying not to be starstruck. I mean, because I had met him before, but still, this was a whole nother thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is nobody can take that from you. Those moments, um, in the Fox people, whoever was there,
Mhm.
to witness you open up, not just be there. Oh, I'm just here. No, you set the atmosphere for them. So that's a part of your resume.
It is.
That is a part of your resume. And from that moment, when I saw it, I was like, oh, definitely whoever she is, I need her.
Thank
Um,
you.
and we're here tonight.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And the who's who knows who, and you open your mouth, and in this case, typing it out, and voila, we're here tonight. Um, I am excited for your future.
Thank you. I'm excited too.
Your producers, Marcus Divine,
Mhm.
great individual who I've known for years. He's still mad at me that I have not put out music myself. But however, one of these days I will. But to see that he's like, oh, my music is out here, it's in New York, and we're taking it wherever it needs to go. And at this point, stamp of approval, Detroit is the place to be. I mean, some people think it's Atlanta, New York, LA, but Detroit
We
is
got some amazing people here.
big.
We have some
Really
amazing producers and amazing talent. We talked about that before. It's an amazing place if you just tap in to the right people. Because there's some producers that, you know, and then there's some that are woo, you know, so you have to tap into the right people. But it's not just a matter of tapping into the right people. You have to tap into yourself, and you gotta put in the work. So
absolutely,
if you connect with the right people and you put in the work, you can't lose.
absolutely. I believe it to be so. Um, the moments that we get on the road and we begin to just step out of the boat and begin to understand that we're walking on water, that um, I can't lose. Um, you're constantly winning, constantly having opportunities and doors open, having a great attitude, being nice to people, all of these things that we, for some take it for granted that they just don't know or they just don't care. But at the end of the day, um, I'll take niceness any day,
Hmm.
um, over somebody being talented and
I
they have to
often
work.
say your attitude determines your altitude.
Absolutely.
And you can be the most talented person and you have a bad attitude and nobody wants to deal with you. You can be an extremely nice person and be hardworking and be, you know, okay. You could be good. Let's say good. You could be good. And people will work with you and pour into you more because you're easy to work with or because your intention is good, as opposed to you coming in and you just think because you're super talented, some people owe you. I see it all the time.
Yeah, that's not a good place.
Mm-mm.
But like I said, from the time I've heard your name, I've heard nothing but good
Thank you.
about you.
Thank you. That
And
makes me smile.
it was a must again that you were here. And I want the world to know who you are.
Thank you.
Um, especially if I have anything to do with it. I do as much as I can to promote, push,
Thank
do
you.
all these wonderful things because I want us all to win. Not
Thank you.
only because you black, not only are you a female, not only because you good, but because it's just the right thing to do.
Thank you.
And again, I'm part of the village.
Thank you.
So I said all that to say, again, I'm so proud of you. When I
Thank you.
seen your and I did the flyer, it was your album cover anyway. Um I was like, this is beautiful.
Oh, thank
I
you.
don't have to say nothing but just put her name on there and say, we having a show tonight, and that's it. What more do I
Okay.
need to say? What else do I need to do? There's nothing else. So again, your name is being around the city. If you don't know who Beth is, you gonna know tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Um, it's almost that time. Of course, time go past so fast when you're having fun. Tonight I want y'all to really, matter of fact, Let Me Be is officially out on YouTube. You guys, please go and watch it, download it, share it, do it all tonight, and keep sharing it. Keep
Right.
sharing it. Go to all the platforms to find her music. Please. There's clips of her on TikTok. There's clips of her on Instagram. All of these things. Please find her. It is our earthly duties.
Yeah, y'all need to do that. Listen to her, y'all.
We need to push her all the way up. She deserves this.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Rocky's in here. Yes,
Hey,
yes, yes.
Rocky.
TT was in here. I don't know if she's still here.
TT.
You guys, I want, like she said, love the visuals for Let Me Be.
Thank
Um,
you.
we need this. We need her not just to be Grammy nominated. We need her to win.
Right.
Absolutely.
That part. But although it is an honor just to be thought about and, you know, but yeah, we do want to win for real.
Yes, we absolutely we want to win. And it takes all of us to make sure. Um,
Right.
we can be in wishful thinking if we want to, but we still have to put action behind that.
Yeah, that part. Yep.
So yes, again, I do have some church announcements
Uh-oh.
before Beth has the last words tonight. Did I hit everything I wanted to hit? I believe I did. Last October, I was able to write my first single book, The Blueprint God's Design. It is out on Amazon. You can go to the code or you can put my name in and it will come up. Kamilah Foster. You can support that way. If you want to donate and help with all the things that goes into podcasting, you can cash at me at Sunshine Kamilah, Kamilah, and I thank you in advance now. Um, my good friend Alita Cotton has her own AC's teas, the best ginger and turmeric drinks. I promise you. Oh my God. I don't know how she does it, but she does it. And you will not be disappointed. 313-380-0321. Just for kicks and giggles, if you wanted to talk to anybody in perilous times, this was all we was drinking.
Mm.
Turmeric drinks, ginger drinks, and water. She's at Facebook, AYE CEE, please support my sister. And my last thing, of course, tonight, my sponsor, Black Top Streetball Association, Wally Dixon, will be here on Thursday, and we gonna chop it up. And my friend Larry, DJ Boog Phillips, of course, he has the Waffle Cafe Detroit, which has the best food ever. Oh my God. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 18685 Livernois. I love it that they have a extensive menu and it's not expensive. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I was mad at myself because I forgot they're not open on Sunday and I wanted some waffles. But best believe I was there on Monday with my waffles. So my favorite is maple and bacon. And I did get some ice cream too. And their lavender lemonade. You can't go wrong.
That sounds good.
Yes. They have shrimp, they got wraps, they got chicken bites. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can tell them Sunshine sent you. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. That is the last of my wonderful church announcements. Of course, as we always say in the church, govern yourself accordingly. Miss Beth, is there anything you would like to say to the people?
Um, I just want to say, everybody who's watching, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having me on your show. And I hope everybody enjoys the video for Let Me Be that just came out. And we're excited about it. And if you don't follow me on social media, I am Beth Always Sings on Instagram, and you can follow me at Beth on Facebook. And stay tuned because we have more visuals coming and more show dates that we'll be announcing soon.
Okay, you said Beth always sings.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get this up here. Before we get off, is there anyone who would like to ask her a question before we leave? Beth always sings with an S at
hmm
the end. Okay,
Yes. So it's BethalWaysSSINGS.
got it.
Yep, that's it.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, I have no questions. Again, you guys, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, unless I have special um, services, which I will have one also this Sunday with Larry, who owns the Waffle Cafe Detroit. Again, most importantly, smile. You are on God's candid camera. You can't go wrong. Again, He all sees everything, so nothing takes Him by surprise. Again, Miss Beth, thank you for taking the time out of your relaxation to come and talk to us tonight. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful conversation because I sure did. Again,
Thank
I will
you.
see you guys on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with main event from Blacktop Streetball Association. And good night.
Bye bye.